The world has caught a virus, so I've written you a poem. We need your help to cure it, so stay the fuck at home. And if you have got 12 kids or you're living on your own, lock it down and isolate and stay the fuck at home. If you think you're not at risk here, you're living in a dome. It spreads faster than a hooker's leg, so stay the fuck at home.
That's right. It's time for the Dog and Chicken Show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 10th edition of the COVID Chronicles. Another fun night planned. We got a little wild last night on our Facebook Live. Hopefully you got to catch that. If not, of course, go back and check out Big Bucket Entertainment and all that good stuff. You can check us out on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, subscribe on that. And I want to be a money-hungry bastard and ask for money and have you join Patreon, but nobody has a fucking job right now, so guess we're not going to do that. Phil, welcome to the show, sir. How are you tonight?
Welcome, one and all, to the COVID Chronicles. It is another great live stream for the Dog and Chicken Show, and I am glad to be here with all of you this evening. Chicken, thanks for having me, sir. For those who don't know, as if I'd need an introduction, I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, here to chronicle these trying times.
Absolutely. I appreciate you jumping on. We do have my brother Lynn will be jumping on. I think he renamed himself Lynn Exotic for tonight's episode. Yeah, we've all been watching the tiger thing. I've only watched one episode. Phil, have you caught up to the craze of this Netflix tiger show? I can't even remember the name of it.
No, I really don't watch even Netflix. I'm so deep down the rabbit hole of the internet. Like the things that I consider entertaining, like Tim Pool is a good time for me to spend my afternoon. Yeah,
absolutely. I agree. I get a little facts and news in the midst of the COVID crisis that we're all facing. That's, of course, what part of tonight's about. We'll try to deviate it where we can and talk about some other stuff. But I don't know. Last night you guys had a poker game. Did you take everybody's money, Phil?
Tony's a damn fine poker player. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, he got the best of you.
It was a good game. I will just leave it at that, sir. What happens at Phil's table stays at Phil's table.
Oh, that sounds weird. I don't know.
Well, I do have a lot of entertainment that I do here, and so but it was a fun game. Me and Tony Germs, it was good banter back and forth. We did stay fairly far from each other. I did use a new deck of cards, wiped everything down with Everclear before we started the game. And, we did what we could, but at the end of the night, folks, there are people that are going to be in your lives. And so at one point, you do just have to enjoy your life with the people that are in them.
Yeah. Even if you don't necessarily always care for them, sometimes they all you got. No, just kidding. You might. I've found that some people are getting a new appreciation for those that they've kind of disconnected with. So, real quick, before we jump in anything, of course, jump into the live chat on Facebook or on YouTube and send us your questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to talk about tonight. We'll bring it up for sure. We got some nonsense already on there. Thanks, my awesome nephew. Not sure. We're not posting that. But real quick, here's a current stream update on active cases, deaths, and recoveries. U.S. go number one. That's in bad taste, but we're 142,000 confirmed cases, 2,493 perished, and 4,767 recovered. So there was a little bit of news today. When it comes to the handling of this, Trump's press conference, he came out, I believe it was like 5:30. I did get to catch part of it. I didn't get to watch all of it like I usually do, but buckle up, folks. The national or the federal government is not backing off until April 30th. And we seen shit this week. Draconian comments from our president of he might lock down states and make executive orders that way. We can talk about if that's legal, constitutional, or not. There are several mandates in in law that would actually allow him to. The courts can battle that out later, but I don't know. That's soon to come, I think. So while I'm rambling on about government and law and boring everybody, what are you making there, Phil? I see we got some. Is that Whistle Pig?
Oh no, sir. That's Canadian Club 100% rye.
Okay.
Very good rye whiskey. Very, very underrated in terms of rye. And I'm mixing it with a little bit of Jose Cuervo and my secret weapon, peach juice.
You're always with the peach juice, huh?
It's the best.
It's the best around.
It is, sir. And then I've been dying to use this. Been just looking for an excuse to use this.
Yeah, he just likes his shaker. All right, that's really annoying to everybody at home. Sorry. I'm going to have to mute him if he does it again. Oh, no, I'm threatening to mute Phil. I'm sure he's sitting there. So this last week, Phil, President Trump threatened, well, he didn't really threaten. He said he was considering the thought of quarantining New York and several other areas. Thoughts on that? Like Cuomo, like we kind of gave a little praise to Cuomo last week of his handling of everything, but I don't know how that went over, and he made it almost sound like he took it as a declaration of war on his state. That's pretty big words right there. What are your thoughts on that? I'm sure you caught it.
Yeah, there's been this very interesting back and forth. Cuomo is talking about how much of an emergency his state is under, but at the same time, how dare you treat my state like there could be a potential problem or an emergency? So this Cuomo has had some leadership in the fact that, he's been locking things down, but he is kind of trying to have his cake and eat it too, is he not? The other thing that I found actually personally more interesting is because if there's a tiff between the federal government and the state of New York, guess who wins? The federal government every single time.
Every time.
The one that I find more interesting is the kind of little spat back and forth between the state of Rhode Island and the state of New York. When states start to go at it, that's where things get a lot more interesting. And I don't know.
So get us up to speed. What's happening with Rhode Island? What are they doing?
Rhode Island, in essence, was going to put out an executive order, or I don't know what the exact language of it would be, but an order stating that if you're from the state of New York and they find you, they will order you to self-quarantine for 14 days and you can go to jail. And that was, oh no, I'm sorry. Feel a sneeze coming on, folks. Okay. I saved you all from computer viruses. I'm sorry. More or less, Cuomo said, how dare you come down on our state like that? And it was some very strange language in these times. Like, it was very tone deaf to everything else he's been saying. And I get it, but at the same time, like, I have family in the Northeast, and they've contemplated coming back to the Midwest to get away from this virus, because they're like up in Maryland, for example, the lines to get into Walmart go around the block. You have to stay 6 feet away, and they only let 10 people into Walmart at a time to pick up supplies. So you could be sitting there all day and maybe not get in. So
that's frightening.
Yeah, that's what's going on up in the Northeast right now. The West Coast, I have a relation actually lives in the San Francisco area, and it's ghost town. Like, there's nothing in the streets, and that's also disconcerting in its own way. And the police pull you over if there's more than 4 people in the vehicle in some neighborhoods, and it's getting kind of crazy on the coasts.
It sounds like an easy way for law to be. I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it can be interpreted about any way one sees fit. If we continue going down this road, real quick, I do want to add my brother. Though. Yeah, drink to your health. I do want to add my brother to the stream. Welcome,
hey.
Lynn. How you doing tonight? Appreciate you joining the show. What's going on with you? I got to pop you up with your name.
Yeah, I just got done watching the Tiger King fucking documentary on Netflix, so I had to change my name to Lynn Exotic. You know, hashtag free Joe, and let him run for president in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
I am not up to speed on the Tiger issue. What's going on here?
You need to watch that goddamn show because it is a shit show, train wreck, everything you could wish for sitting on your ass and staying at home. It's a great time killer. And you will say what the fuck at least once an episode, if not 5 times.
Yeah, Phil, it's what I opened the show kind of asking you to see if you were familiar with it, but it's a Tiger King. Is that the name of it, Lynn? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. It's got like a longer title, like Murder and blah, 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 or something. But, yeah.
So they kind of took like, remember Making a Murder on Netflix was like a big deal. But they did it with this gay tiger trainer. And like documented his whole fucked up. Well, he documented a lot of it himself because he had his own like radio broadcast, TV show, and all kinds of shit that he was doing. But the dude was like everybody around him, like the whole thing. I'm like, does this? I thought it was bullshit at first. So like I watched the first 20 minutes of that first episode. I'm like, this isn't real. And I had to Google it because I thought I was being punked. I was like, "Where's Ashton Kutcher?" But no, it's fucking. This is weird. So I'm hooked. I'm gonna watch the rest of it. But apparently, being a podcaster and shit, and Lynn talking me into going live last night kind of sucked up. What time did we start, Lynn? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. We started just hanging out. We weren't streaming anything. We were just recording a show, and we're gonna like edit it. And Lynn got me drunk enough on there with our social distancing digitally, which is working, by the way. He talked me into going live for 2 hours last night, and then the fucker ditches me.
Well, we started at about 7, but we were all just kind of chit chatting. I kind of started on the scotch a little too. I drank it like Kool-Aid. I got a little fuckered up. I was a little tipsy, and without any warning or anything else, I just took off my headset and just marched my ass to bed. And I got a text message from one of you guys. It was like, "Where'd you go?" I said, "Rooms is spinning." No, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. But yeah, I got to pray to the porcelain god last night, and then I slept for quite a while. I call it passing out because I haven't been blackout stupid drunk since I was in my 20s. So it's been a while, but that was crazy. And Lord, I apologize.
Lord, I apologize
for leaving you hanging last night. That's why I'm on Guinness tonight. Well, this is that Bud Light or Budweiser Nitro shit, but I got more Guinness behind me. I'll drink a few of them, but no, I'm only after scotch for at least a week.
Well, I'm going to throw the first comment we're going to pop up on here. I'm going to throw it at the Tom Brady of podcasting, Phil KOE himself. I already replied to this, but who was the last person to throw a baseball in 2020? This will be a question on Jeopardy within the next 20 years. I replied me 10 minutes ago, but it is interesting, with sports being shut down. Yeah. How is this going to be looked on in the future? I think is kind of where that leads me to. And Phil, you've been, I don't know, you're doing your Nostradamus crystal ball thoughts in the last couple weeks. What any change to how you perceive what this will look like to next generation?
It's very funny you bring that up because this generation, the children that are being brought up now, this is their version of fallout shelters. Talk to your parents. If you're our age, talk to your parents about fallout shelters and fallout drills. And I wonder if disease pandemic measures are going to become this generation's fallout drills. That's where I do see one actual real shift.
Yeah, fair enough. And you know what? And just side topic. This will be one of those moments we don't talk about COVID. I catch myself saying the same shit over and over. And fair enough. I fucking say it all the time, and I get mad at myself. So, in lieu of our prior drinking games, because before we would drink when we heard Corona, and anybody coughed. I like the coughing one. If we cough, we should probably drink. But if I say fair enough, you guys got to call me out. I got to quit that shit. It bothers me every time when I'm editing and I'm going back and I'm like, God, I fucking said it again. I say it way too often. Now everybody knows.
I turned all that being said into an actual catchphrase because I just said it enough like, fuck it, run with it, lean into it and go with it. So
you embrace it. I want to kill it.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Drink.
Fair enough.
Here we go.
To be fair.
And play along at home, folks. I'll pop up when it's time to drink for you. To be fair. Yeah. Maybe that will replace it with that. That'll be more annoying. So yeah. So quick COVID updates. Like I said, we're up to 140 plus thousand people infected. We're testing like crazy. It's going to continue to grow. The death rate is very low though, which is probably best. When you look at Italy's got like a 10% death rate right now, which is really scary.
Jesus. Yeah, that's pretty high. Wow.
Didn't they have like a community hugging thing going on like a week or two before they got locked down? Like everybody out in public went out and hugged each other and shit.
Well, yeah, that's their society. They have stuff like that, but and I guess maybe you're onto something there because we had Mardi Gras, and now New Orleans is a shit show, and they're expecting a huge blow up there. So I don't know, maybe you're onto something there. But it's very apparent this social distancing. That's going to be probably the next part of the drinking game later. But this isn't going away. This is going to change businesses for months. The federal government's put this enacted it for till April 30th. So I'm curious to see how this plays out and how it impacts business and the markets and all that good stuff. We can get into that as we go on through the night, but yeah, how did it blow up so fast in Italy? Maybe it was the hugging thing. Is that real, Phil? Like, do they just go hug people one day a year in Italy? Like,
not just one day a year, just in Italian culture. It's a very touchy-feely culture. They'll want to kiss you on the cheeks just for having a polite conversation. They like to touch. They like to hug. It's a very close contact culture, and because of that, it was just prime for the virus to spread there. And I actually today was thinking when I was running back and forth on some errands, the only reason that the 1918 flu was called the Spanish flu, as I've said before, is because Spain was the only country not suppressing the death numbers in their newspapers. Everywhere else was suppressing it to not cause panic. And I wonder if we didn't have such an interconnected web world that we have now, so we can find out information so quickly. I suspect this flu would have been called something like the Italian flu or something like that, because that was the nation that hit in the West that really made it come home for people in the Western half of the world. Because there's been other flus and pandemics, but it's far away. It's over there. And it finally came here. And now that, it's the coronavirus or the Wuhan flu, the fact that the internet is around today is how it got properly branded, in my opinion.
But it came from China.
Yes. You should have had that as like a clip to play.
I'm mad at myself now that you say that. Like, I got this cool little soundboard. I can like plug little fucking quotes in there, and I don't have that.
there's really no way to prove it, but I do think if this virus would have hit in like the 90s, we would have referred to it as the Italian flu, because when we had like 190 deaths in one day and then 680 deaths in one day in Italy, that was when the West took it serious.
Sure. I almost said it, but I didn't. I caught myself.
What's that? What?
No, we're not. Let's take a break from COVID. I do have a news article I want to pull up. Let's stick with politics though. I think this has not been widely reported, and there's actually news articles out now asking why isn't this widely reported, because this is important news. Did you guys know we're having an election at the end of the year, and Joe Biden is likely the candidate to run against Donald Trump, but he got Me Too'd. So Joe Biden, well,
93.
Yeah. So, and we can go through the article here, but basically what happened is it sounds like he cornered a girl I don't know if she was an intern or whatever, but she was close to the campaign. She actually looked up to Joe Biden as a leader in women's freedoms and march and whatever. Sorry, not trying to downplay it. I don't want to sound like an asshole there, but just lost my words. But anyway, like she looked up to this guy as a leader in the women's rights movement, and he supposedly, allegedly, pulled her to the side, pinned her up against the wall, and started sexually assaulting her. She backed off, started freaking out. He told her that she was nothing. And then when she looked completely mortified, he finally tapped her on the shoulder. It was like, "Hey, you're okay. Get down out of here." And that was the end of it. She came out a little bit, what was it, a year or two ago, I think is what it said, but caught all kinds of shit, which you can about imagine the shit you would catch if you're going up against Joe Biden. But now she's decided it's in the best interest to come out fully, and she did an interview on a podcast, and it's all over the news. And I don't know if Joe Biden's responded to this, but partially could be because nobody's talking about it. It's not on the news, which really just baffled me that nobody's talking about this.
Not even Trump?
No, actually, he might have tweeted. I don't follow his tweets. There's too many.
You'd think he'd instead of calling him Sleepy Joe, he'd start calling him Creepy Joe and just go on a whole tangent on Twitter. But that's just
my reply to this whole story.
Yeah, get the fuck out of the room. Just disappear. And you know what? Joe Biden's done a good job of that. Nobody knows where Joe Biden is. We talked about that on previous episodes. That's a trending hashtag. Where's Joe Biden?
China.
China.
Now the thing is, you got to understand. I brought this up with the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, and this is going to happen with Joe Biden, and this is going to happen with every major public figure from here on out, pretty much for the rest of this era.
Yeah.
If you are a major public figure and you are in the news in any way, the likelihood of someone bringing about some sort of allegation of impropriety against you is pretty much 100%. You can pretty much count on it at this point. True or not, count on that happening to everybody. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of fascinating because this particular weapon has always been used by the political left, and now it's being used, the weapon's now being turned against them. Does that make any sense?
Oh, yeah. It's absolutely makes sense. It's weaponizing the movement against against those that weaponized it first is kind of what you're leading to of this.
Now, who knows if this happened or not? Who knows? We weren't there. And at this point, it's one of those things that is unknown and unknowable, if that makes sense. Like, there's really no way to verify at this point.
Fair
Too
enough.
much time.
God damn it. Drink.
Got a port.
Fair enough.
I heard myself about to say it, and I still fucking said it.
I gotta let my Guinness settle, so sorry.
So
rules is rules.
Rules is rules. I
Rules
believe
is
you'll
rules.
drink. So I don't know. Like I saw on the evil Tucker Carlson, he actually is just flat out predicted that Joe Biden will not be the nominee, and they're gonna ditch him, and it's not gonna be Bernie. They didn't go after Bernie, and there's a big movement right now on the left to push Governor Cuomo. That's, I don't know. That's an interesting proposition, because say it does happen. Let's put on that. It's not really a tinfoil hat necessarily, but it's just say it does happen. Say Governor Cuomo gets the nod. This goes to convention. They're like, we want Cuomo because we saw how he handled the coronavirus in New York City, and now you got two New York guys going against each other. Huge media. You got CNN with a little bit obvious bias with Chris Cuomo and his brother there. So I think this could make for some great fucking TV. Personally, like CNN wants ratings back, they're gonna push Governor Cuomo. That's just my 2 cents there. But honestly, Cuomo would be better than Biden. Like, come on, anybody's got to see that.
There's a list quite long of people that'd be better than Biden, but stuck with him. I don't know what to say. They're kind of stuck with him. You really can't put a new candidate in at this point. That's really not fair to all the people that voted. I mean, what the fuck? What's the point of even voting in a Democratic primary if they just go, whatever, let's just do a no givesies backsies do-over and let's see. Let's roll it again, see what happens.
So my argument, though, is there was only voting for the opening states, and then it stopped. They've really just shut down most of the voting right now. So there's no primaries happening, and it was an open race still between Bernie and Bernie still could have technically made a comeback. It would have been a historic comeback, but it could have happened. But now Joe Biden literally, like, I've seen conspiracy theory videos that Joe Biden's got his third body double in because they all keep dying. But like, it's kind of a joke. But like,
you want a good conspiracy chicken? Look up Cheeks Hillary Clinton. It's one of Hillary Clinton's really bad body doubles. Like, when they're not even trying, they pull her out. So, but yeah, it's pretty funny. And they got most of these high-end folks in Washington do have lookalikes for any number of occasions. But yeah, look it up. You can Google it. Cheeks, as in like your cheeks, because the cheekbones are way wrong for this one. Cheeks Hillary Clinton. You're gonna hate me when you see it, but you're also gonna laugh a little bit. So. Oh
Jesus, I might have to just look it up.
Oh yes.
Yep. Do it for America.
Cheeks Hillary Clinton. We're doing this, folks. In the meantime, Lynn, you've been keeping up with election at all?
Technically not in the last week. It's all been the same shit show.
I have to mute. I have to mute Phil when he's shaking. This is just terrible.
Shake it.
Yeah. Now he can just dance. He can just dance now.
He starts smiling like, yeah. But no, dude, it's been nothing but Corona shit on the news, like, over and over again. And when I get home, it's find something to get your mind off of that shit, or deal with kids and homework and all the other stuff. I'm looking for something else to occupy my time as far as news shit goes. And yeah, we should be all balls deep in the election right now, but I don't know anything that's going on. I thought Bernie dropped out by now, but apparently he's still running, isn't he?
Yes. Bernie technically is still running. He's just making noise and trying to grandstand on certain things right now. So
Yeah.
That's
Asking for your support. I'm here to ask you for your financial support. That's
yeah.
my Bernie
See,
impression.
when they bring Cheeks out, you're just like, oh, you're not even fucking trying, are you? Yeah, that's one of her body doubles, and it's kind of sad. Like, come on, you can do better than that. Like, yeah, when they pull her out, like, hey, Hillary Clinton's here. No, you're not even fucking trying with that one.
Cheeks. They just
that's Cheeks. Yeah. Wow.
So what's up, Cheeks?
Thanks for that, Phil. Thanks. I needed that.
Yep.
That's gonna be our next background.
My mom actually smarted me up to that one. I had no idea about Cheeks, and then she's like, "Look at this! They're not even trying." So, yeah, full credit. But I thought that was, if we're talking about body doubles, got to bring that one up.
That's incredible. I love it. I'm gonna have to dive into that one. Wow.
Oh God, yeah, it's
there's a good hour of my life consumed now.
You're in containment, so just as well.
Yeah, right. So let's move on. I think we talked enough about the politics. Let's get back into the COVID.
Are you afraid?
I'm very afraid. COVID pranks. I that's kind of where I wanted to go. As always, there's gonna be assholes that take a situation like we're in today and try to make viral videos and do stupid shit. When is it going too far in some of these instances? So I guess we'll start with this individual, which I don't know. Like we can shit on him all we want, I guess. This guy got arrested for allegedly pretending to have coronavirus and going to Walmart in a viral video. He literally got on, went live, and I don't know how many viewers or subscribers or any of that shit, but he gets on live, starts walking around and says, yeah, doctor definitely told me I got coronavirus, but I'm asymptomatic and I'm supposed to quarantine for 14 to 21 days, but you know what? I need shit too, so fuck y'all. And like he streamed this thing for a long time, and people called him in. Everybody was concerned, obviously. And then he was actually walking around the store like fucking with people and telling them he had it while he's in the building, and he caused fucking unnecessary panic trying to get clicks. And this is the worst version of clickbait I think you could go after, but I don't know if he earns the title of shithead of the week. I don't know. Thoughts, fellas?
Yeah, that guy's a dick.
It does often. It does kind of remind me of the very misunderstood ruling about shouting fire in a crowded theater. Like it is kind of a misunderstood ruling, but it is the principle that we all kind of pedestrianly understand. It is you're not supposed to incite riots. You're not supposed to incite something that can cause a panic. And shouting fire in a crowded theater is an example. Now,
I almost said it. I stopped myself.
It's a very misunderstood decision, and it's from one of the very misunderstood and sometimes overpraised Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes was the man who said you cannot shout fire in a crowded theater. Now, what he was doing was sending to prison a bunch of anti-war protesters who were saying don't get involved in the First World War. So it's a misunderstood. What he was doing there was very much antithesis to the First Amendment, but that's where we currently get the idea of do not shout fire in a crowded theater. And here we are in a crowded chat room, and guess what? Chicken, fire, fire,
No.
fire. You've all heard it, and none of you were harmed by it. Guess what? So that's why I say Oliver Wendell Holmes, he's might be one of the more overpraised justices on our Supreme Court.
Sure. I think it's fair to point out that I don't know. I pay attention. Tinfoil hat time. I pay attention to like what you get feedback with on like say a Google search. So I just like in prep for the show trying to find this particular article so this one that we're just now talking about. It seemed like it was halfway suppressed because I actually had to do 3 different searches before I could find it. And I actually had to look the guy's name up. So in I don't know, the social media portion of this when it comes to suppressing videos, suppressing news, suppressing just thought is starting to come out, and maybe to a point of good, right? Because we don't want to give anybody an idea that this is, something worth doing. But honestly, if the guy got arrested for it, I think you should throw this out there and make sure people know, hey, don't be a shithead.
Now, did you hear? There was this little shit, and he was in Missouri. He goes to Walmart and says, "Who's afraid of coronavirus?" And he licks every shampoo bottle down the aisle. And they arrested that little shit. And they're trying to throw the absolute book at him. And as far as I'm concerned, good.
Do it.
And, Tony just sent me an update. The Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, presidential tribute and toast to President John Tyler has just been put up. So Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Check it out, folks. And guess what? That video also has a secret twist and surprise at the end.
Oh, I like surprises.
Yes.
No, I think, Lynn, what are your thoughts on the pranks? Like, there's too much of this shit.
Yeah, if it basically freaks people out that make them think that they're going to get infected, it's pretty fucked up. I did see one video like a week ago of a dude who was walking out of a testing center, and as soon as he opened up the doors, he was nowhere near anybody. But there was like one guy on the street, and so he starts coughing, and then all of a sudden he starts walking after the dude like he's a zombie, and the dude just starts running. It was funny as shit, but he wasn't licking toilets or anything crazy, or but he was acting like he was turning into a zombie because he caught the virus, which I thought that shit was funny because I don't know, it was like on TikTok or something.
that's I don't know. There's some of those I really do like. You're right, because like I seen that same one because he was walking out of some like some kind of medical facility, but like that shit's hilarious. Like when you see the weird, like I think it's funny when I just have like a little cough or something and people like look at you like, what the fuck is going on? Like it's like like nobody overreacts. I didn't have anybody run away from me, but sometimes you got to clear your throat, or sometimes you like Lynn, have you experienced this where you hear somebody else cough and you're like, where the fuck was that? Like you start looking around. I just knocked some shit over.
Start dodging it like you're getting shot at. You're like, what the fuck was? Oh, he's coughing. Make sure you visualize a little invisible cloud of shit coming after you. Yeah, you're gonna fret. You're gonna run away or something. So Phil, he came back.
Yeah, I had to bring Phil back in here. When is it too far? Like we got. There's 2 reasons April 1st is an important date. If you've been catching up with our show and paying attention to our conversation, April 1st is time to pay rent. So there's a lot of financial issues that could a lot of pending doom when it comes to April 1st. But then it's also April Fool's Day. what? Oh God, this could go badly. Any predictions? How many people go to jail because of dumbass April Fool's jokes?
Oh,
it
God.
might in there.
Oh,
And
I'm going to say probably about 20 nationwide. Honestly, get arrested and go to jail for stupid April Fool's jokes.
So there'll be one time in the year that I wouldn't mind a bunch of kids coming over and toilet paper in my house.
Yeah, right.
Take all them
they
shit
won't
tickets
do it.
and take them right to my house, and I'll be like, I got all the toilet paper I need. I just have to roll that shit back up. But hey, I'll climb a tree to get some free TP, man. That'd be awesome.
Gather around, children. Gather around, and I'll tell you tales of the olden times when we used to take toilet paper and throw it into the trees of people we didn't even like. Land was so abundant with shit tickets.
Got a good question popping in here from Otis. My question: how much in common does low-income neighborhoods have regarding being high risk for coronavirus?
Tremendously. Like that's yes. I mean, when you do have those kind of exacerbating variables, yes, you are going to have a greater spread of the virus. Being able to spread ourselves out in the Midwest is pretty easy. If you're in a cramped city and you're in a cramped apartment building, and if this virus truly is airborne and you're in a giant apartment complex with common air ducts, yeah, that's going to spread the virus.
Yeah, and that's how the cruise ships similarity there. It's really depending on location and where like your facility you're in. That's why the cruise ships were such an issue, is because they have like closed air duct systems that recirculate the same air. Whether you filtered it or not, it doesn't matter. That's why the N95 mask is so important to have right now, is because it's got extra filtering power that a normal little mask or a sock over your face does not. So, yeah, when you're in a cramped location, low income housing typically will share some of those systems, and or the exposure is just a lot easier when you share the same doorways, hallways, and entrances and exits, laundry rooms. There's a lot to think about there of how you could easily spread it across to an entire. I'm thinking. I'm assuming this is where Phil was bringing it up. Was just like, I'm thinking of an apartment complex, low income housing apartment complex. Like, it's a breeding ground.
Bingo.
Oh, Bingo. A special shout out to Otis. He's my old roommate back in my Army days, right here in Fort Leonard Wood. He currently living in Texas, I believe. And he has probably a hell of a different perspective on this whole virus, since he's in a highly populated area. So if you guys got any questions for him, I'm pretty sure he'll answer it on the comments.
First of all, I'll raise my glass to you, Otis. Thank you for joining us this evening, sir. And also, yeah, I got some kinfolk down in Texas too, so I feel for you all down there. My heart goes out to you.
We'll just make it official for everybody. I'll say fair enough. So for those that don't know, every time I say that, because I'm trying to break myself of it, if I say fair enough, we all have to drink. That's a drinking game. Play along with us tonight. Have some fun. And if anybody coughs, and I just heard Lynn, was that a clear of the throat or a cough?
I cleared the throat, and then the wife's going through the fridge.
Okay.
She might have made a noise too.
Okay.
If my wife coughs, does that count?
Yeah, if I hear a cough, I hear a cough. Like, it is what it is.
No.
So we do have some more questions popping in from Otis. I appreciate the info here. So he says you can be low income in rural. Also, typically rural locations with uninsured people will be in a world of hurt. Phil, thoughts?
Yeah, this insured, uninsured doesn't really matter at this point, because if you're in a high corona area, you essentially do not have health care. If you dislocate your shoulder, or you need some stitches for a laceration, and you're in a high corona concentration area, your hospital has care for nothing but corona patients. So there is no health care in those areas. So it's, yeah, in the rural areas, I mean, yeah, we're out here in, I'm out here in the middle of God's country, Nebraska, in a town of a little over 300 people. And so I understand what you're talking about exactly, sir. This is going to touch us all together, but in its own way. So yeah, the folks down in Texas, heart goes out to you. But yeah, when you're in the rural areas, you can at least spread out further to help prevent the contagion spread at least a little bit. Now you're still going to have apartment complexes that have shared air systems, and those are a big problem. But we'll see how it all pans out. And Otis, sir, wish you luck in all these trying times.
Lynn, anything to add to that?
No, right off the bat, my wife made me some banana bread, so I was kind of excited about that.
Oh, now you're munching.
Yep.
He did mention something. I guess this is new news to me. We'll pull it up on the screen here. Liberty University brings back its students and coronavirus fears as well. The decision by the school's president, Jerry Falwell Jr., shout out, probably not one he wants, to partly reopen his evangelical university, enraged residents of Lynchburg, Virginia. Then students started getting sick.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
I was waiting for that one.
Hold on. I got, let's see.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah. Way to go, Jerry Falwell Jr.
To the shop.
Shout out. Let's drink. No. What a dumbass. Like, seriously? So I guess that'll lead us into one of the topics we talked about pranks a little bit, but I guess one that's affecting me personally and in my family is small business employers not taking this seriously. That's a problem. And I've been having conversations with folks they say, I have a 101 fever. It's a low grade fever. I got, a scratchy throat and a cough. I just don't feel good. Like, do you want me to come to work? And the employers are like, yeah, get your ass to work. You're fine. Like, seriously, people, like it's all over the news by now. If you in this particular individual that brought this up to me, has been expressing concerns that their employer or the boss, maybe not the employer themselves, the employer themselves is like, yeah, we should probably take this serious. They're doing cleaning routines, they're doing extra stuff, and whatnot. But the boss of the facility is taking advantage of having a fever and not feeling well and not showing up to work for 2 or 3 days. However, when her employees happen to say something, oh, you're just being a worry body and you need to get your ass to work. That's kind of fucked up. And let us know in the comments. Anybody else seeing the same thing? Like we don't have to call out a company on the show, but like,
if you do, it'd be more fun.
It would be more fun. I don't know. Maybe we will. I get enough. I'm tapping into the scotch. Who knows? Like, we'll see how many times I have to make us all drink tonight with my dumb ass. Oh God, I coughed. Here we go.
No,
wow. Well,
that was great timing.
I was done drinking, but then you coughed, and so now I got to make another drink. So. This one will be rum and tequila.
So anyway, I'm drinking. I got the Jura Superstition. I've been kind of sipping on this one over the last week or so. This is overtaken Oban is my favorite. Like, I really enjoy this. Oban is super good.
How does it stack up to Dalmore in your opinion?
I'm gonna be honest. When we did the reviews Phil, I was pretty hammered. So I'm going to have to get a bottle of Dalmore and compare side by side, because we didn't have this in that lineup. Dalmore was good. I do remember being very impressed with it, but yeah. So anyway, back to the subject. You guys been hearing any of that? Any like local businesses or shitty employers not taking care of their employees?
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
I wouldn't say necessarily not taking care of their employees, but if you're in the medical field, you're just being called in. There's no buts about it. Like on my farm, we're just, we got to keep going. Even if we get it, even if every last one of us has coronavirus, we are still keeping the food moving. We are still planting the crops for this year. So I don't know if you call that necessarily.
God damn it, I did it again.
You're going to spray
Fair
that
enough.
I saw it.
Almost there.
We got Shane joining us. Shane, we're playing a drinking game every time I say fair enough, which I just said twice now, or somebody coughs. We all have to drink. So welcome to the show, Shane. You're exempt from those first couple drinks, but yeah, welcome to the show, sir. What are we've been talking a lot of COVID, and oh my God, I gotta mute Phil again because he's shaking stuff. Welcome, sir. How are you tonight? Oh wow, your audio sucks, bro.
It sounds like a robot.
Okay. I'm gonna back you out so you can play with your audio and get that figured out, sir. So we'll get Shane back in here shortly. I do have a private one. Let's see. No, that was just Shane saying he was on the show. Give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready, Shane. You get your audio all figured out, and we'll add you back in. But employers, anybody in the chat, tell us. We'll definitely talk some shit about it as we move forward. But it's disgusting. Like it's pretty clear right now that if you have a fever and you have a cough and you're not feeling well, you should stay home. Like, just like, why is this so hard to figure out for shitty managers and small businesses? I don't know. I guess that's my thought. It's pretty straightforward. Thoughts, Lynn?
And I don't know, like some of the larger cities in Missouri right now are doing their lockdowns, and they're telling people you can still go to the grocery store, but if you're caught going anywhere else, they're going to give you like a ticket for like $1,000 fine if you're out. And so basically, if you get pulled over from the cops, you tell them, "Oh, I was going to the grocery store," and they'll let you go. I don't understand what the logic of that shit is. If you're going to go on a lockdown, just say fuck it. 2-3 weeks tops. Nobody goes anywhere. Just stay at home. Obviously, that can't happen because not everybody's as prepared to like stay at home for 30 days without going out to get something to eat, or there's it seems simple enough to fix this problem by just saying 30 days everybody in America just stays at home, fuck it. But you know damn well that ain't gonna happen. And there's no way in hell it can happen. Logistically, people are I'm gonna bring up this tiger fucking show again on Netflix. There's people out there in the world that are dumber than fuck. And you try to do some kind of huge ban like that and keep everybody away and everybody stay home. No, the dumbasses that raise tigers, they got to feed them tigers the fucking expired Walmart meat. You know what I mean? It's like they're still out there. The guy who's currently running that goddamn zoo, he's keeping his zoo open right now. He says, "Oh, we're in a small area and people we're socially distant." No, he got his zoo open right now. You can go in there and get like fucking posed pictures with tigers and shit, and the park's up and running. You can go in there and maybe you can buy a tiger cup for fucking $3,000 or something.
Jesus
I don't know,
Christ.
man. As long as there's stupid people in the world, this shit's gonna fucking run its course. We're all doomed. We're all gonna get it.
We're all doomed.
We're all. I'm sorry. I kind of shaved my head today. I don't know if y'all noticed. I don't look the same as I did yesterday, but I'm going bald, so I just did it, to just speed up the process. My hair was falling out, so I'm not trying to, look like I'm some kind of, neo-Nazi or anything. I just said, fuck it. My hair was going higher. My forehead was getting bigger, so I said, fuck it. I got a sexy looking head. I'm gonna go ahead and shave that shit.
Yeah, it's really tough to get a haircut right now. I guess the easiest way is just
Yeah,
shave it.
and this is the easiest way. I'm not gonna go to a barber anyway because he might cough on me and shit like that. So,
all right.
that,
We'll give Shayna another chance here. It looks like we get your audio fixed there, bud.
Absolutely do, and I must say you guys look phenomenal. Phil, you look like you could be president of Fillmore County, so that's good.
Nice.
You mean
I
I'm
love
not?
it.
Good shit, fellas. Let's see. We do have a couple more comments. I got to circle back here. We talked about that Liberty University. Any more thoughts on that? Where, I took it straight to employers, but we got a university, obviously, bringing kids back in, knowing the circumstances, in got people sick. What should be done? Like when you have people just blatantly ignoring the rules and pretty much telling everybody to go fuck themselves and they just want to open their doors, at a certain point, like there's got to be some consequences for that. Am I wrong? Like maybe this is the inner commie coming out in me, Phil. I'll give you the floor first, but what should be done about these companies?
Well, yes, there we go. Get the full image for the audience. Really, what's going to be the consequence for Jerry Falwell Jr. and his Liberty University is people like nobody's sending their kids to his university after this nonsense debacle. Maybe the current class, but over time, Liberty University, I'm going to say within about 8 years, is going to close its doors. I know, bold prediction, but within about 8 years, you're going to see it just shutter its doors. Let's be honest, I understand some people do support what's going on there. It has always been kind of a fringe organization. So I understand there's some people that do not want to acknowledge weakness in others, and this is a good example of like, oh, I don't care about any of that. We can push right on through. And it's kind of unfortunate because it does show, maybe it'll be even sooner, the fact that they have to get students back onto campus so quickly and they have to fill those buildings does show that they're not in the best financial straits. If you were doing well, you wouldn't be insisting on this.
Yeah. Shane, what are your thoughts?
Well, I kind of jumped in.
Shit.
God, your audio still sucks.
Yeah, sorry about that. It must be the old headset.
We'll jump over to Lynn. That's your audio is garbage, bro.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto, for helping me escape just when I needed to.
All right, Lynn, what are your thoughts? What should happen to a university or a business that's doing shit like this?
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
I basically, I'm definitely not taking Chloe ain't going there. I can tell you that. She's got about a good 10 years before she graduates high school and is ready for college. But fuck that college. A little too religious for my taste anyway. I'm not the biggest religious person you'd call. I don't know. I'm in the Bible Belt. That's about as close as I get. But yeah. Anybody that thinks that this is nothing and it'll all pass and we'll all be okay, they're either living under a rock and they just woke up and said, "Whoa, what's going on? Everybody's freaking out. This is bullshit," or they're just plain fucking stupid. And maybe this is maybe this Darwinism fucking working its way through and just getting rid of all the stupid people for us.
Yeah. So Otis commented, "I wish we were in China at this moment, locked in and can't move." Joking a little bit, of course. There.
I
Thoughts?
sure hope so. My God.
Probably China.
China. No.
I do have like a Trump soundboard on my phone. Every now and then I'll throw in a little China meme. All right.
Shane. Shane, we'll give you a shot again here. We got some.
Not
I
sure
got
if
my-
it's working yet.
Hey,
Yeah,
it
we can
sounds much
sound-
better,
it sounds
sir.
good.
That sounded better. All right, so fill me in. Get me up to speed here. Where we at?
So we're I'm gonna have to mute you for a second here. I do get some background only when I'm talking. So Liberty University brings back students into school, but actually got kids sick. So what punishment should come? We got employers not respecting the rules that the federal government's been asking for. This has all been a soft lockdown. We've all had this, like, we all know the rules to the game and the social distancing, and we know the 15 days to slow the spread and all this bullshit. But then you have shit like this to where a fucking school reopens and gets people sick. Like, what are the consequences for people like this?
Well, I'm not really sure. I don't know how to handle this without going straight into, you've got, it could really come to the Army coming out and patrolling streets and this and that, but I don't know what that point is to where people are going to take it seriously. I mean, I know that just in everybody going out, I do my grocery shopping even, a couple weeks at a time, so I only go out like 2 months to do grocery shopping, but this last time I went, it was the most packed I've seen it since, Christmas, really. And you know how busy the grocery stores get around that time, and it was just unreal. It was unreal. So I don't know what it's going to take to get us to that, get people to stay home and take it serious.
It's interesting you brought up the possibility of martial law is kind of where you're going with that, but the real possibility for it is coming in some countries. If you look at Italy right now, like, people are starting to riot. You're starting to see some crazy shit happen out there. People are losing it. They want to feed their families and they don't give a shit how they got to do it. I saw one story that a dad was trying to feed his kids and doesn't have any money, so he's ready to break a window into a business to go take what he needs. He doesn't give a shit. That's human behavior. That's natural. That's what we do. We take care of our own, and it's coming to that in a couple of these countries right now. And that's Italy. They obviously have the most dire circumstances out of all of us right now, but we're only 2-3 weeks behind them, and yeah, our death rate percentage wise isn't near theirs, but you heard them on the news today. Up to 200,000 people potentially dying from this, which is way better than the 2 million originally predicted, but still 200,000 people. Like, that's crazy. That's almost the entire city of Lincoln, Nebraska wiped off the face of the earth due to a virus within just a few months. That's fucking frightening. Shane, with thoughts on that?
Absolutely believe it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better, and I think that if this really gets into the heart of America, and it already has started, you got New York, Washington, it's all over, and once it really starts hitting these big cities, it's going to take off. It's going to get out of control, and I mean, it really kind of already is, but I think we're going to see the worst of it here within the next month and a half.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, sir. Phil, I saw a lot of facial expression and movement. I'm sure you have plenty to go on with that.
Where does it go from here? Is that the question?
It was more of a, we see what's happening in Italy right now. Society's breaking down. Italy is got such a high death rate, and people have been quarantined for so long, and even there's like little videos sneaking out of China. There's little videos sneaking out that are describing the same things, where even China, in a communist dictatorship, like, you can't fucking think other than what the government wants you to think. They actually have people rioting. That tells you a lot.
It's starting to show us something that I've suspected for a long time. Society is a veneer. It's an aesthetic. It's as fragile as an autumn leaf that can just be crushed with the slightest bit of pressure from any direction. And we're starting to find that this nice little quiet society that we've lived in all these decades and almost a century now is very delicate and can be toppled over with the tiniest little push. And as of yet, as I've said, people are a lot better than I give them credit for. So far.
Real quick, as I get ready to switch this over to Lynn, I do have to share something just for fun, because this is so dark and gloomy and not fun at times. We'll throw in a little bit of fair enough.
All right.
Thanks, nephew Dalton, sending that one in. We'll make sure everybody gets a chance to drink on
Fair
that
enough.
one. Fair enough. Drink.
I drank ahead of time. Sorry.
All right. So Lynn, go ahead.
Well, I mean, where are we at? Sorry, I was chit chatting with Otis here on Messenger. He wants to be a guest. You cool with that here in the next couple days?
Yeah, we'll get Otis on here. I'm down with that. It'd be fun.
Otis, he's a former medic for the Army, so
be good insight.
Yeah, he's got a lot of expertise, and he's been posting a lot of shit on Facebook, COVID related. So he'll be a pretty good asset to your podcast, sir.
To the Chronicles.
Yeah, to the Chronicles and such. But
COVID.
What else you got? I think audience needs to chime in on us and give us some questions. I like the interaction that we're getting.
We do have this is fun to see. Looking good, Phil, from Amanda there.
Well, howdy there, miss. How we doing?
Got to make sure Phil gets a shout out.
Admire there.
Yeah.
Sexy.
What you guys got any separate topics you want to bring up tonight? I had the kind of list there of kind of my 5 big ones. We've hit most of it, but there's plenty we can always jump back into those. But Lynn, Phil, Shane, you guys.
Yeah, let me go with anybody discover any new music while they're sitting on their ass at home. Anybody listening to some shit they haven't heard in a long time, like rediscovering old music, getting on YouTube, just fucking going down a rabbit hole and find something, holy shit, this is cool, or bought out stuff. I heard Machine Gun Kelly did a cover of a Paramore song with Travis Barker, and it was the most fucking awful shit I ever heard. I don't know if y'all heard that shit, but it was bad. And Machine Gun Kelly can go back to rapping because he tried doing some punky rock shit, and it come out like he was trying way too fucking hard. It was bad. And those who actually like it, yeah, fuck off, man. That was garbage. I did read a meme that Eminem should come out with a new album and drop it during this time and call it the album Martial Law. And if he don't, then he's wasting everybody's time.
He's wasting his own time if he doesn't.
Yeah, but Martial Law would be a badass record title for this time. You know what's going on.
It would sell just because of the name. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe he can spend like a good couple of bars just flipping on Machine Gun Kelly and that stupid ass fucking cover. But
I like
Right.
where you're going with the music part. So real quick, I'll replay the intro to the show, and then we'll go to Shane and get his thoughts, because I know Shane's a big music guy. But those that
Beautiful
didn't.
song.
Those that didn't join the show right from the bat, I'm sure most of us have seen this
Shame
on
on
Facebook,
you.
but yeah, shame on you for not being prompt to the show. But here's what we opened with tonight.
The world has caught a virus, so I've written you a poem. We need your help to cure it, so stay the fuck at home. And if you have got 12 kids or you're living on your own, lock it down and isolate and stay the fuck at home. If you think you're not at risk here, you're living in a dome. It spreads faster than a hooker's leg, so stay the fuck at home.
So spreads faster than the hooker's leg, so stay the fuck at home. I appreciated that one. Shane, you're up, brother.
All right, so I think with the whole Machine Gun Kelly ordeal, man, Eminem would be. Why should he respond to that? Really, he's been there, done that. You know, he's up at a higher level than Machine Gun Kelly. You know, and I don't even really think he should respond to it myself.
Yeah,
Well, that's true.
it's true.
It's true. It's true.
If I could have the floor for a moment, Chicken.
Sure.
Who is Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah. So to Phil's defense, it's not like Tupac and Biggie. Like that's the like Machine Gun Kelly, Eminem are not on that same level. Like,
Way to date yourself there, man.
I know, right? But
Jesus,
they're both still alive. No, I'm just kidding. They're both dead as fuck, by the way. But so, Lynn, you originally brought it up, so I guess I'll respond to you. I haven't watched it. God damn it. Maybe I just need to look it up and we do a little live review on here, because you're right though. I've seen and I'll
Get to
look
the
for
part
it.
where you get to the chorus and you're like, "What? Oh, I know this song. What the fuck?"
And he
I'm not
ruins
like
it.
either.
Yeah, I mean the song originally sung by a woman, and yeah, he just I don't know. He just butchers it. He butchers the fuck.
Who did he do it with?
The song called Travis Barker from Blink 182, the old drummer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he had tattoos all over the fuck place,
Sure,
and
sure.
they're social distancing, so it shows like he's drumming in a room all by himself on a fucking webcam, and then you got Machine Gun Kelly playing guitar, which I'll give him credit. Fucker can play guitar, so kudos to him for actually knowing a musical instrument. That's fucking awesome.
Let me. I got it pulled off to the side here. I'm just making sure there's no like copyright issues with it. If there aren't any, we'll just play it live on the show here and give it a nice little review, because it looks like something that is not through a record label, if I'm correct, and if so, as long as we give them credit, we can play it.
I'm going to say that song is literally the worst thing that ever happened in 2020.
Nope. These assholes licensed
Oh wait,
it.
there's a whole virus going on too, and we almost died in World War III at the beginning of the year. I mean, it's a fucking crazy year.
This year's been off to a fucking amazing start.
So unfortunately they did license it. So you can do a look. It's Machine Gun Kelly and Travis Barker. It's Misery Business Paramore cover. But they did license it under Periscope or Interscope under UMG on behalf of Bad Boy Entertainment or Bad Boy whatever. So just to save us from getting kicked off of a live stream, we won't be able to play it, unfortunately. So fuck you both, Travis Barker, Machine Gun Kelly. You got to license a parody or a cover, assholes.
You couple of Wiener schnitzels.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
We are going to have a very real conversation about copyright laws and its usage for the 21st century, because the 20th century models are clearly not, they're not serving the content creators nor what I would basically call the secondary content creators very well at all. I was pointing out to Chicken that there was a meme about a very famous movie that I had never even heard of this movie until I saw the meme. And the people who own the movie are trying to copyright strike anybody who makes this meme, which is how I found out about the stupid movie to begin with. So clearly, people trying to copyright strike any secondary usage of their content is not even serving them properly, because now in our digital economy, you need to get exposure. That's how you make money, is your exposure. And the more people are thinking about you and talking about you and listening to you, and that's kind of the brilliance of our current president, because he doesn't copyright strike anybody talking about his nonsense.
Yeah, that's I can make everybody's brain hurt talking about that. I've spent a lot of time digging into it because I want to get away with as much shit as I can, but it's hard.
His nonsense and his good sense, he's figured out a way to communicate it to everybody and get them all talking about it. That's the one thing. Go ahead, sir.
Like YouTube, like if you want to like look up a song that somebody's posted on their own pages, like they usually get away with it by doing like reaction videos where they just play it and then they stop it and then they talk about lyrical content and shit like that. And I like those videos because sometimes you'll hear something you've never heard before and they're going through it as a first time reaction along with you, which is cool. And it'll have like people that are normal, like different genres of music. Like you got some hip hop heads that are listening to heavy metal for the first time. And it's cool to see their reaction. And if they go in with an open mind and they're like listening to just listening to the drum beat, shit like that. And they're like, I can relate to this. I like this. And they'll break down lyrically and understand the song. That's great. But if you try to just play that music in the background as you're talking about something else or using it as an example, they'll cut you down for fucking copyright shit. So I don't know. It makes no sense. And if you want to turn people on to new music, you play it on videos. If you want, like me, I'll tell you, fucking listen to Metallica. There you go. I'm a little backwards on my camera.
Oh, whoa. You got album covers on your wall?
Here. Yeah. And I don't know. They might take it shit away.
How dare you?
But it's how do you turn people on to new shit if they can't hear that new shit or the old shit or anything else? It's like, I don't know. It seems like, how the hell you advertise for people for free? But
yeah, you can't get a leg up nowadays. Shane, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think that people have abused that system. I mean,
not you.
As far as downloading illegal content and this and that, and it goes way back to even when I was a kid. It'll never change. The artists, they have to get paid too, so I kind of understand it. And as far as airplay goes, play it on the radio, get out and do your concerts. You want to promote it, get out and do it that way. That being said, I do like to sit and watch some of the reactions sometimes because they're interesting and just seeing different cultures, listening to different music, different tastes and stuff. It's good to see the reactions from it.
Yeah. I do like some of those reaction videos. There's a bunch of like, I don't have any favorite people I like watch when it comes to reaction videos for new songs, but like, I don't know. Sometimes you see somebody hate shit that you like and vice versa, like shit that you hate. I don't know. Social media is kind of, I don't know. I guess with today's time, it's like fucking necessary. We need this shit right now. It's like, so weird.
Here's my other weird
I
question
hate it,
about that.
but I love it.
Hey, you've heard some of these like mashup videos. I'll post that on my wall every now and then where they'll take like AC/DC and Marvin Gaye and mash that shit up into like, so you hear both of their songs at the same time, and they post that on YouTube. But how do they get away with that shit? Because they're taking two copyrighted songs or like fucking two songs that had nothing to do with each other at all, and they mash it up where it sounds like it, it just sounds funny as shit. But sometimes they really kick ass. It's I don't know. Some of them are kind of catchy. How do
For
you get away with mashing up two fucking legit songs and putting it out on your own YouTube thing? And if you get a bunch of views, obviously they can't get monetized if you do that, right?
Right.
It depends. If you have enough creative editing through fair use, you can say it is a new creation, but you're really skirting the lines there. And it's really who's got the better lawyers at that point. But in regards to artists need to get paid, there's an interesting thing that, and this is an unfortunate reality of when the internet arose. When the car arose, the horse and buggy whip manufacturers, I'm afraid, their jobs were greatly reduced. Many of them were even put out of work. In our current digital economy, virus is bad one. Yes. Oh God, LimeWire. Many a computer was sacrificed to the pyre of LimeWire. But yeah, I had a couple of computer towers myself. Thanks for the shout out, miss. But anyway,
I used to use Kazaa.
Oh God, Kazaa. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
God, yes, Kazaa too. But anyway, what I'm getting at is thanks to the internet and our ability to copy certain properties digitally infinitely. You, for example, a file of this very podcast we put out, or like what I like to do is Rolling Stones Beast of Burden. Lynn, if you have a file of Rolling Stones Beast of Burden on your computer and I copy that file, you have now given me a complete copy with no loss to you at all. So what that means is we have an infinite supply of Beast of Burden. The world will never run out of Rolling Stones Beast of Burden. We have a forever supply to satisfy every demand. And at that point, the price decreases to zero. There's just really no... have you ever heard the old phrase, I bought it for a song? The internet truly did teach a lot of artists what their songs truly were worth again. And I'm sad for them, but when the printing press got made, people who hand-scripted Bibles didn't have to do that anymore. It's the way of the future. Sorry, folks.
Well, I say that vinyl records made a fucking comeback in the last 10 years.
That was because of hipsters, though. Like, no, to be fair,
they sell fucking vinyl records at the St. Robert Walmart. Like, I walk right
every
in there
Walmart does because it's fucking trendy right now. Because you got fucking douchebags sitting around the corner going, "It sounds better on vinyl," and they never listen to it on vinyl. They just buy it so they can look trendy and cool. Because fucking douchebags.
I guess
I really do think it sounds better on vinyl,
but I do carry vinyl. I have a record player, and shit does sound better. I guess I'm trend setting the fucking hipsters, I guess. But
like I
you
said
know what?
Yesterday, we have sacrificed quality for convenience. We really have.
Mm-hmm.
We have. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I buy fucking vinyl for the artwork on the front. The fucking, you can open it up, see the fucking lyrics. There's pictures. There's shit. You know, you're holding something in your hand. It's like I don't know. Like, I like that part. I don't like just clicking a button and all of a sudden I can fucking listen to it. You know, it's like, wow, okay. Or I get on fucking Spotify or Amazon Music or iTunes or whatever the fuck you want to use. It's cool when I'm listening to it in my car on the way to work. When I go home and I want to jam apps and some shit, I'll put in a fucking vinyl. Why? Because it's cool. I like it. It's fucking, I grew up doing it, so it's kind of a nostalgic thing for me as well. But you'll never get me.
I think you bring up a good point, Lynn, the nostalgia thing, and I think that's what a lot of this COVID situations really brought to us is we have kind of like dare I say, we've taken a step back 20 years on how we live our lives in a lot of ways. People are cooking at home and spending time with their children and doing activities and teaching them. And how dare you? So, like,
How dare you?
like what? It's crazy to think that all of the stuff we used to do is really effective. And yeah, you're right. It was convenience. We all got addicted to convenience. But I'll tell you what, so for Christmas, I bought Riker a whole bunch of these, like, those little science like kits that you find in the fucking, fabrics and crafts department in a Walmart. And like, it was like build a robot and build an electric board and like all these little things. Dude, he didn't touch him. Like, he was excited for him at Christmas because he's like into robotics and he loves electronics and he likes the thought of it, but he never wanted to actually break it open and do anything. The other day, I'm sitting there and I'm watching Donald Trump's press conference because, you know, I'm fucking addicted to the news and want to have good entertainment for you folks on the show. So do it for you. But Riker comes in and dude, it melted my heart. He comes up and he's like, "Hey Dad, remember when I got this for Christmas? Like, let's build this robot." And we sat down for 2 hours and just bullshitted and built this stupid fucking spider robot. I probably could have done it in 15 minutes myself, but you know what? I spent 2 hours just making him do every little thing and just talking him through it. And I shut Donald Trump off for a little while. And man, it was fun. And it was, you know, you talk about nostalgia with art and music. How about, yeah, like we've all taken a step back on several steps, whether it be music or just living our lives. Jesus Christ. Like I had an epiphany there. I'm like, we're going to do more of this shit. Thoughts, fellas? Who wants to jump in on that one?
That's one of the few silver linings to this is closeness with family. Like, I've been in my small social circle, been doing what I can to help them. And you know, what you did there, Chicken, that's one of those memories that will live long past any coronavirus.
Yeah, for sure it will. Lynn, you had any other experiences outside of music?
Well, I mean, when we first moved here back to Missouri, we decided we were going to come up with our own new routine since, you know, back when we were in Nebraska, we kind of fell into the whole, we get ready for supper. I was sitting on my couch eating, and you know, we had a small itty bitty table in our kitchen. The house was itty bitty. We moved to this place. We moved into a bigger house. We sit down every fucking night. We eat. We eat together. We talk about how each other's days were and blah blah blah. And we've had that routine every night since we moved here, and that still hasn't changed. And it's weird because sometimes, like, you know, with the kids, it's like, yeah, they're Chloe's not going to school right now. So I was like, so how is school? I can't ask her that because we're kind of being her teachers right now. We're doing a lot of you know, the over distance learning shit from the school, sends us paperwork. We're basically going through the lesson plan and doing all that shit. So we're getting a little more hands on as far as the learning aspect of the children, but we're in a better place no matter what. I mean, the kids are spending a lot more time together because I told them, I said, you know, you're going to look back at this when you've got your own kids, you're going to say, well, we had this giant freaking plague happen and we were stuck at home and it was just me and your sister or me and my sister. And we were together for everything. And you guys are going to, yeah, I said, you don't know this now, but you're going to remember this for the rest of your lives about that fucking time where you were stuck at home and all you had was each other to keep each other company. I would have fucking went nuts if it was just you, Chicken, and Brant. We'd been fighting every fucking day.
Yeah, for fucking sure.
We Underdome up in that fucking bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the girls they're getting along better now than they did before. And I mean, they still bicker and argue, but they're not as bad. I mean, they used to be like at each other's throats. But now they're just like in tune with each other. They're getting along better than they ever have. And I mean, that's something good that came out of this whole bullshit.
Nice. Shane, how's life for you?
Well, things have been going swell, I guess. The dogs have definitely noticed that the kids are home all day long, and they love it. However, I did wake them up the other morning, the two boys, and I've got a 16-year-old boy and a 15-year-old. And I went up and woke them up, and they had built a tent in their room. And 15 and 16 years old, I'm like, hey, when you were like 12, okay. But yeah, anyway, I woke Justin up, and I was like, Justin, time to wake up. And he sits up and he goes, what the heck, where am I? He didn't know where the heck he was. But things have definitely been different, but not much has changed as far as, we've always kind of ate as a family here at the dining table. And, they have to do their homework and, using their tablets, and they're usually done by right around noonish. They're usually done with all their homework, stuff like that. But I'm thinking to myself, man, they have nothing but time on their hands now. And I got to thinking about it. And even this summer, there's going to be no school ball or no ball, anything like that. No activities, nothing. I mean, we're going to have to come up with things to do this summer.
Yeah. That's a fair point. What do you do here pretty soon?
Well, I mean, Shane's kind of got this shit down though. He's got a decent camper. He's gonna go to a pretty secluded little pond outside of Utica area. I won't disclose because I don't want everybody to all go there at the same time. Keep that social distance shit going on. But I have a feeling you're probably gonna do a lot of camping this summer. Am I correct, Shane?
Are you calling me a camper?
Yeah,
of course I'm going to do a lot of camping. And
Sitting in the corner, fucking camping.
Love it. So yeah, I don't know. Silver linings, right? Silver linings. What'd you have?
Yeah, I mean, hey, you all, like you said, did you just call me a camper? But yeah, these are the silver linings. Like all you people at home get to spend some time with your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, and take a look at this devilishly handsome face and get the latest updates in this COVID chronicle and be part of history, folks.
Absolutely.
Maybe a part of history not a lot of people be familiar with, but history nonetheless.
Phil, I got a question for you, Phil.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever considered growing a beard?
I've thought about it, but I just look so damn devilishly handsome without one. So I've actually gotten very good at shaving. So I actually do. It's just part of my daily ritual now that if I don't shave almost every other day. Now, I do want to grow a beard when I'm old because it's part of my bucket list. I want to join the Fraternal Order of Real Bearded Santas when I'm an old man.
Oh, nice.
Carpet match the drapes?
Fair enough. We're drinking on that one.
That poor damn razor.
Yes, that poor damn razor. Drink, folks.
Oh, and chicken. I love your shirt, by the way.
Yeah. Guess what? Chicken butt shirt. Yeah. Love it. Beautiful shirt.
Very on point.
Very on point. I guess I'll take us to our next topic because I don't know where we're going. That's par for the course with this show. We lose track of shit all the time. I wanted to share. Jimmy Dore. I know Phil's like, oh, this commie.
Well, it's either going to be reasonable or just up its own ass so fucking far you can actually see the back of his own teeth. It's one or the other.
Yeah, you're right. That is very astute perception of Jimmy Dore because he does bring up, if you've never watched his show, he does bring up a lot of good stuff. He'll judge the left just as harsh as he does the right. But if this guy were in charge, we would be in communist like China times 10 with this guy's like thoughts and policies. But he does have a lot of really good points, and he calls people out on their bullshit. So without further ado, we'll play this little 2-minute clip here. I loved his call out of Facebook here. So.
We know.
Sorry, maybe I should share the audio real quick.
Masks? Hey, guess what? You know they're having everybody needs, the nurses don't have enough face masks. We know this. Guess who does have face masks? Facebook. Facebook has face masks. Facebook donates emergency reserve of 720,000 face masks due to the coronavirus outbreak. They had 720,000 face masks on reserve. By the way, it's, what is it, March what? What's the date today?
It's March 23rd.
March 23rd? This is the day you decide to release
22nd,
them?
it looks like they released it.
Oh, okay. No, that's right. That's from yesterday.
He's really on it.
Really on it. And how many more freaking masks do you guys actually have? You think he only has 720,000 of them? And why were you sitting on them up until today? The reason why he has them, I am told, is because of the California wildfires. And their offices, where I guess were near some fire activity. And that's what that was about. All right. Okay. I don't understand why you waited till March 22nd. But anyway, there you go. He's going to donate them. Look at that, huh? Good guy. I hope he's president someday. Hey, this is the part where I tell you why I lied.
So that's the Jimmy Dore's take on that.
If you believe Facebook's official story, then I'm afraid your brain is nothing more than a government pamphlet and an old banana peel. There's I'm sorry, there's no, let's take a quick poll of the panelists here on screen. Raise your hand if you don't believe Facebook's initial explanation.
Shane's got two.
It's true.
3 out of 4 ain't bad. Yeah, that's a.
We want to see Shane's dog, by the way. Pound, fair enough. You fucker. Thanks, Dalton. That's another drink for everybody tuning in, those playing along with the game.
Oh, Hank here.
There's little Hank.
He's like, what the hell? It's bedtime.
True.
You got another dog, Shane?
That's one of the two, yeah. There's Hank and Jessie. Jessie's my lab.
Jessie?
And, she is, man. She's ornery. And she don't eat any. She don't like chew up any of her food either. I'm gonna just let you know on that.
This is my ferocious dog, Churro. Look at him. He's so ferocious.
Both
I'm
my shepherds
fascinated.
are outside.
Churro, I love the name.
I'm fascinated.
Yeah,
Shane's got a dog named Jesse. I was like, Jesse? Is he like old, lazy, like dragging across the floor?
Like his hind legs don't work and shit.
Oh, Jesus.
There's Jesse.
Shit like a motherfucker.
She's like an awkward ox, man. She's so awkward.
You're a bull in
She'll,
a
like,
china
lay in
shop.
weird positions, and she's just weird.
Good shit. All right. So back to the Facebook thing. Got a little sidetracked there. It was fun to see the dogs, though. It was fun to get a little sidetracked there. Facebook, 720,000 face masks, did not donate them until late March. WTF? Who wants to take this one?
Do we
Better
have to
late
be
than
devil's
never.
advocate and try to fucking say, well, you know, they had to go out and fill out some forms to make sure this shit got released properly and like get each department sign away their stuff, and it took like about half a month to figure out who had all of them in inventory and who was signed for them, and or they just said, "Hey, you know what we got in the back storage room over there? We still got about like 250,000 fucking face masks that nobody ever used from that fire. Should we give those away?"
Yeah, Bob said we had some face masks down there. Anybody talk to
Yeah.
Bob lately?
Oh, get those. Well, all right. So at work the other day, we had like rubber gloves that we use. Like they're not like the medical style, but they were like for mechanic use. So you get a lot of grease and shit on your hands, stuff like that. And my supervisor went and grabbed the box from the tool room and then all the remaining ones and snatched them and just took off. And I don't know, like, is he donating that to a hospital or something because they're running low? I don't
Maybe
know.
sell that shit on eBay.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. No, you can't take shit like that home where I work. They'll fucking, they'll make an example out of you if you do shit like that. So, uh, I don't know what happened to them gloves or why he took them, but I'm assuming they're going to go somewhere more important than what we're using them for. So now I just got to get my hands really super fucking slimy and gross and then just wipe them with rags. So I'll be all right.
The only advocatus diaboli that I can think of for this whole situation is just right here. Is if there's some big situation like this where people need gloves and masks, Facebook can swoop in like they're the good guys and like, hey, see, we're the guys who had all these masks that we donated to you. Don't you like us? That's really the only, like you said, devil's advocate. I went with the original Latin pronunciation because it actually comes from when somebody's going to get nominated for sainthood. There actually is an advocatus diaboli, the devil's advocate that will actually come and advocate against that person's sainthood. So I had to throw that in. You came to the Dog and Chicken Show Extreme Edition.
We got to learn something every night from Phil. So
my only devil's advocate information was the Keanu Reeves movie.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, well, he was the devil's lawyer. And I don't know. I don't remember much of that movie. It was kind of weird.
Sorry.
But yeah, so I can't really think of any reason why Mark Zuckerberg's holding that. And Chicken, this might be a little bit of a bird walk, but I texted you and Tony something that you yesterday that you both found terrifying. Can I share it with you? Is that all right?
Yeah, bring it up. I did find it extremely terrifying.
Extremely terrifying.
Yes. Now, for all you in the military, need your ear for this one. NORAD and NORTHCOM Command and Control Watch have isolated themselves under the Cheyenne Mountain Military Complex. They've all put themselves into hermetically sealed boxes. They've told their families goodbye, and they're now underneath the mountain in their hermetically sealed little boxes waiting to see, basically, make sure they don't have the coronavirus. And then afterwards, these are the people that we have basically designated to be the military command in the worst case scenario. They're now in the Cheyenne Mountain Base. So if that perks your ears up a little bit.
So those are our potential designated survivors. Now let me take you down the layman's thoughts of, okay, if we're doing that now, granted, poke holes in this, Lynn, and anybody else in the comment section, but you know what this means to a layman person like me when I hear something like that, I go, oh, so, and I'm halfway educated on what's going on in the world, and I get world politics, I get some geopolitical fucking thoughts, and I'm thinking, okay, so what we're probably doing is, okay, if we have some kind of major attack, we are setting ourselves up for people to be able to continue to run our government if shit hit the fan and people get lost or whatever. Because you think in the middle of a viral pandemic, I guess you think, well, shit, what if we got attacked on top of it? Our economy's already like on the fucking teeter of just losing everything. And then if we had an attack on top of the pandemic with the economy the way it is, yeah, you gotta have some shit in place. And Dalton saying I said it again. I don't know. We'll
You said to be. Oh no, you said fair enough.
did I? God damn it!
I
Okay.
said it.
So tell me if I'm wrong on that thought process, Lynn. Of like is that when I hear that article, my thought is we're preparing ourselves for the worst case scenario if we get attacked in the middle of a pandemic with an economy that's like on the brink of just falling apart. Is that why we're making that type of move, or is there
Right.
deeper implications there?
First
In the meantime,
of all,
folks, drink.
Yeah, I don't want to be the senior military analyst of your show because I'm a former Army mechanic. So I could
enough.
tell you all about
God damn
like,
it.
you know, doing biannual services on fucking Hemmets and fucking
Drink
contact
again.
truck or fucking Humvees and whatnot. But that being said, the Army likes to train for shit that can happen or will happen or that might happen. They always like to prepare for shit, and I wouldn't see them doing that just to make sure. Yeah, because we're like one EMP attack away from fucking total utter fucking chaos. If like North Korea had that technology to fucking hit us with a EMP, and we all of a sudden no podcasting, no fucking phones, no nothing. We have no electricity, and there's a virus out there. That's some shit you need to worry about. You know, you need to think about that. That's you won't get any information if you ain't got no electricity, you ain't got no phones that work, no internet. That's the shit that's where you need to remember, hey, that's why I got guns. That's why I got ammo. Is because shit like that hits the fan. Yeah, don't expect to jump in a car and drive. You're not gonna have a car that works anymore after an EMP strike. You know what I mean? It's like, hate to get you paranoid and shit, but be ready for things. All I'm saying is, I moved to Missouri. We have deer here. I'm gonna go out into the woods. I'm gonna shoot a deer and take it home to the kids if if need be. You always got to be prepared for shit. That's where I'm getting at.
Love it.
What would you think to yourself? What would you do in the case of a fucking EMP attack right now? If it just happened 10 minutes from now, and all of a sudden, what do you? You have no power, and you know it will never come back on anytime soon.
Well, if an EMP attack happened and your car's hooked up to the battery, won't it like? Maybe I'm going back to that. What was that?
Computers.
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds. Like, does it fuck up your alternator so I can't start my car now? Like, so I'm just stuck here then.
Well, newer cards have like a lot of computerized fucking panels and shit like that. That'd probably fry in an EMP. So even if you did swap out the battery in the alternator, your car still wouldn't work because your fucking all the computer board inside the dash is fucked. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. That's why I drive old used vehicles, man.
F100. I'm not scared.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
Just buy an extra alternator and another battery and leave it in your garage. So if shit ever hit the fan and EMP hits, you
Doomsday preppers
battery,
right now are like,
go.
I'm buying an old fucking car and
yeah.
I'm not even
basically,
trying,
you're correct. You need to leave an alternator, a battery, the corresponding wiring for all of them, and you need to leave them in an aluminum trash can if you're worried about an honest-to-God EMP. Because EMPs from another nation aren't as big of a deal as an EMP that hits us from the sun. We actually got hit with one shortly after the Civil War. The entire western half of the planet got hit with an EMP. At the time, the only thing that was our telegraph wires. And it took over 6 months for California to learn that Abraham Lincoln had been assassinated. And it was because of our EMP that we got whacked with. So if you're worried about that, you need to have it encased in aluminum so that the EMP wave will pass it by. And really all you got to do is just put it in an aluminum trash can with the lid on. So any electronics that you cannot live without and you're worried about an EMP attack, just put it in a plain old Walmart aluminum trash can with the lid on it, and you should be good.
It just made me think When you mentioned that California didn't hear about Lincoln being assassinated, I was thinking to myself about being in Casey's the other day, and like some old dude like walks up to the counter, and the lady at Casey's like steps back, and he like puts the shit on the counter, and she's like, "You need to step back behind the line." He's like, "Why?" She's like, "It's our rules right now with the virus." He's like, "I don't give a shit. Like I just want to buy my stuff." He was all fucking mad at her. I don't know. That just like it fucking linked up in my head.
Oh boy.
So I was thinking either that or you can get like a battery switch. So like on your vehicle, you just flip a switch and it sends power from your battery to the rest of the car. Like you have like a battery kill switch. Maybe if you install one of those in any vehicle, then maybe that should prevent any kind of EMP bullshit.
Yeah, but then all the cool gadgets won't be synced up with everything. Like my truck has Wi-Fi and it downloads shit when I pull up in my driveway. Like,
your phone wouldn't work, and you wouldn't be able to Google how to install a battery switch.
The end truly would be.
Oh, love it. Hey, and we got Lori jumping in here. Love it. Shane's mom's got it going on. Shout out to Lori.
Skeet. Man,
hello, Mother.
love me some Lori. Woo! My other
Welcome to the show,
girlfriend.
Miss.
Yes, welcome to the show, Miss. Any other topics? I think we can start wrapping this up here pretty soon. Like we're fucking hitting 2 hours here shortly.
Okay, I got to go back to something that I heard from the coronavirus here. Now, I did
still talking to you?
There was China announced a while back that there was the males that were getting the coronavirus I don't know if they were not able. It was affecting their production system for, I don't know, their sperm. I don't know exactly what exactly they said, but apparently it's affecting males' ability to reproduce. So I didn't know if there was any truth to that or not.
I don't know. I did hear about that, and I can't remember what the name of the movie was. Is it End of Days or whatever? Where like that's like males can't repopulate anymore. Like everybody becomes
Children of Men.
sterile. Yeah, Children of Men. Yes, that's the name of the movie.
What you're talking about is a Daily Mail article that did reference a.
Well, if it's Daily Mail, I'm out.
Yeah, it was a non-peer-reviewed study. Positive. This is one of those things. Well, hang on. It's just in the medical field, in any field, just like when you're rearing children. There's something called the noble lie. You know how we tell children not to go near a porcupine because a porcupine can throw its quills at you. This is not true at all. But it accomplishes the goal of children do not get anywhere near the porcupine. Now, if you tell some machismo moron that like, oh, okay, if you're not going to take this seriously, okay, fine. If you get coronavirus, your balls aren't going to work anymore. What? Okay. There's been no peer review of this. And with the thousands of cases that would come out, this would be much more of a widespread story than just a small rumor. If this was true, it'd be the perfect scare tactic to get everybody to get apart. But this was just an early reporting, kind of like, oh man, like the dogs can spread it, then the dogs can't spread it. Now the dogs can spread it again. Now they can't spread it. I've heard this rumor, sir. I've looked into it, and all I can say is there is no peer review to substantiate it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've not really looked into it at all, and honestly, I mean, believe me, I've got plenty of kids at the moment, and that's not anything that would ever affect me personally. But I know that somebody did say it, so I figured, God, I wonder if there's any truth to that at all. I haven't heard nor seen anything on the news or any other reliable source, really. So,
love it. No. Good topic to bring up. I real quick. What I want to take it back to something we talked about at the opening of the show of like, we were talking about medical supplies and like the hospitals not accepting patients and shit like that. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I am just trying to like spread some good advice here. Think of, I get an 11-year-old boy. We wrestle and we get in trouble. We do some stupid shit. One thing that I did purchase outside of like extra like basic first aid kits to prepare, because if shit does go worse, and I'm not saying it will, but if it does, and I can't take my son to the hospital because he has a laceration on his arm, like say something fucking happens, he gets this big nasty cut. I did purchase this item. Let me blow it up a little bit bigger on the screen. Clozex. This is actually if it's a straight laceration, this is actually what a lot of emergency rooms are using. And doctors do use these. They are sterile and they have instructional guides, but I think of even beyond COVID, like outside of this whole goddamn situation, I don't know how many times I went in for fucking stitches on something and it cost me $250 fucking dollars for them to either do something similar to this, actually sew something up, or put super glue on it. This is a $25 solution. So I bought a couple of these kits. I do recommend, even outside of this crisis, outside of this whole fucking pandemic and all this weird shit, I do recommend like looking at shit like this. Like, what are you prepared to like take care of yourself? Because what happens, as we were talking earlier in the show, what happens if you have an emergency at home and you have a cut or a laceration or something like that, and you try to go to the emergency room and they tell you to fuck off? Like, what are you gonna do?
I'm just not going. Just not. I'm anticipating not being able to, and especially not wanting to go to any hospital, because my God, if you go to the hospitals that are in heavy corona areas, you're just guaranteeing you get corona. So you do raise an excellent point. It's like I said at the very beginning of this, if this breaks down badly, you will find that you do not have healthcare in your area. And that's what we're getting to. We don't have healthcare anymore.
Yep, it's slowly disappearing. Shane?
I've never been one to go to the hospital for stitches. Anytime I had a cut or anything like that, I rubbed some goddamn dirt on it and got over it. It healed up. It healed up fine without the stitches. So, I think I'd be all right. But, you take. There's a lot of people out there who the smallest thing, and they have to go. Some people's immune system or whatever it is, whatever kind of problem they have, they have to go, and that is a serious. That could be a serious problem for them because, it's hitting our small counties now, or not really. In Lincoln, you got Lincoln, Omaha, around the Nebraska area, but it's not really hit the small towns yet. But once it does, I'm sure you're going to find a lot of people who are very iffy to really get out and go to the hospitals.
Yeah, that's a good point. How many hospital beds does Geneva have?
Not enough.
Well, I'd say they had an old hospital, but they tore that bitch down too. So,
yeah, that seems rather good. Yeah. Like I was pointing out the other day when Boris Johnson gave his address on the 23rd, the nation of the UK is anticipating more or less that everybody is going to catch this virus, and we need to stay at home to try and slow its spread so that we don't overburden the healthcare system at any one time. That's literally what the nation of England is just operating under the assumption.
I think that it's beyond England. I think that's how everybody's operating right now, is under the assumption that, okay, there's going to be a mass spread of this, and that's the whole story of flatten the curve. Like that's what the whole idea is we're all going to get it. Let's just like make sure you get it and then I get it a month later. Like, we don't all want to get it at the same time. So that's been the whole idea of Trump's 15-day plan, and now that's extending to April 30th. Jesus Christ. Goodbye, Easter. I got my ham already, by the way, folks. I'm still having Easter dinner. Fuck y'all. No. Was that appropriate to say I'm having Easter dinner and flip everybody off? Probably not.
Those are the kind of status symbols we're at here, folks. Goddamn, chicken. I got a question for y'all. When the fuck did we get close to Venezuela? When did this happen? What the fuck? Bragging about having a good Easter dinner is now a legitimate bragging point.
Right?
Yeah,
Somebody
that's
EMP
weird.
South Dakota.
Fuck you, dude.
Specifically Sioux Falls.
If you take Chicken's internet, it might actually kill him.
God. If you took my internet away, I don't know what I would do. Jesus.
Like I said, it might actually kill him. He might just
He'd be selling chicken tears in a bag.
Okay. New product coming out. Chicken tears. I'll have little baggies. I'll start selling them online. Look for it on. Oh goddamn! Let me get my branding fucking
It's your
little tab put
local
up.
retail stores.
Check it out on Big Bucking Entertainment on Facebook. I will have it.
May or may not contain alcohol.
Top right corner.
Yeah, it'll be straight up. No, here's what it'll be. I pimp this thing out all the time. Instead of chicken tears, it will be just drops of Dan Aykroyd's vodka that was poured over diamonds for no fucking reason.
Other than the fact that it was Dan Aykroyd, he did it.
And he could do it.
He's like,
Yeah.
I poured the silver diamonds, y'all. Look at
Yeah.
me.
I'll sell them for
the bottle. And,
$5 a bag. You'll get 5 drops.
yeah, I should have.
And you'll love it, bitch. You'll fucking love it. This is America.
America.
fuck yeah. Well, Chicken, shall we?
I look like an asshole at the end of this, don't I?
All right, should we bring it home?
Yeah, let's bring it home. Let's have Lynn and let's actually have Shane sign off first, and then go Lynn, then Phil, and we'll kill it from there. So Shane.
Well, good night, everybody. Hope we're not too boring for you, anyhow. I know the guy to my this guy right here. You know, he's looking pretty sexy over there. I can't compete with that, so hopefully he's the last one to go. Night, everybody.
Night. Good night, Shane. Thanks for joining in. Lynn?
Hey, hopefully I was a little more entertaining than last night. If you were watching last night, I'm sorry. I got a little drunk and turned around, woke up with a hangover, and decided to shave my fucking head. So I got that going on. I hope we all learned something tonight, or at least got a little bit of entertainment. Unfortunately, I do have to work tomorrow because I am a essential motherfucker, and essentially I got to go to work. So I love everybody equally, and we'll catch y'all on the flip side. And yeah, definitely got to bring Otis in here. That motherfucker's got some followers, so
Yeah, we'll do it.
Expect a lot of viewers when Otis comes, man. That's all.
I'm down. I'm down. I'm happy for Otis.
Yeah. Don't rub any other person's rhubarb or anything. Good night.
All right, Phil.
I can make no promises there, sir. But, folks, as I am known to say around here, all that being said, folks, this has been the Dog and Chicken Show Extreme Edition live stream Corona Chronicles. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you all for being through this journey, through this documentation of history, through this era that future generations will scrutinize heavily. So we were here to see it. We were here to chronicle it. Folks, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Keep safe. Do what you got to do for the folks that you got to do right by. I will catch you on the flip side. And Chicken, take it away.
Thank you, Phil. As always, thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Shane. I'm going to tell you all, pessimism, optimism, make sure you balance. Make sure you're paying attention to what you're hearing. And you have a clear, level head right now. There's way too much of both sides of that. So find your middle ground. Find a little bit of pessimism. Find a little bit of optimism. Make sure you don't become biased to either of them. As always, appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. As always, all that good shit. But really, just want to say, love you, appreciate you. Bye.